Friends, I am Nurul Amin. I am speaking from Rawalkela Sector 20. Everything I learned about what it takes to produce a memorable speech in one place. While titled, this article contains some of the best well-researched advice. There is one content structure, possible themes, and delivery tips to make your commencement speech a memorable one. Inspirational graduation quotes. Friends, it is harder to build than to destroy. To build is to engage and change. Commencement speeches with inspirational words. I am still going strong. There are so many wonderful speeches worth reading. Now 200 of them in the Graduation Wisdom collection. It is truly just a fraction of the thousands of speeches delivered in the last decades. Therefore, from this perspective, every graduation speech well written is a game. Now some of the greatest graduation quotes are on emails, so you can pin share. Friends, the countdown is on every day. New graduation speaker announcements are trickling in from colleges and universities around the country. I dutifully sift through and compile the list the most promising 2016 commencement speakers. These are the speeches I plan to review as they are posted online. Join me in the quest for the best graduation speeches. Every year, only a few speeches truly stand out. It's not easy to learn how to write a good graduation speech from the 2015 list of graduation speakers with potential to deliver great address. Only 20 rose to the occasion. Friends, listen. These are truly inspiration graduation speeches worth reading from the beginning to the end. Since 2010, I also create top 10 lists for the best speeches. Friend, listen. Graduation speech archive.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
Friends,
कम खाओ बता कम खाओ
Friends, many commencement speeches are forgettable. A lot are filled with the same cheese advice, but some are so gold, so good, so inspiring and poignant that they stick with us forever. While certainly there's room for the debate, was Stephen Colbert's speech at Northwestern really better than the one he gave at Knox College? We have called the best of list to put together a guide to our favorites from Steve Jobs to Tony. Writing a speech for a high school graduation is a big responsibility and the task can be a little intimidating. With a few tips and some sample speeches to look at, you could quickly be on your way to writing a very engaging speech of your own. The following speeches are samples meant to help inspire your own creativity. You can click to download them and edit to for your own use. If you like the style or sentiment of a particular speech, think of how it applies to your own high school experience and use that as the basis for an original speech of your own. If you have any trouble downloading, please don't just read your speech, tell your speech by interspersing emotional stories that talk at the heartstring or inspiring positive actions for the future. You might even want to include an original poem to help express your feeling. These are truly inspirational graduation speech worth reading from the beginning to end. Since 2010, I also create top 10 list for the best speeches of the year. So if you are looking to find some of the best comments and addresses in the recent past, look no For the true be told, I love each and every speech I collected on this site. This is why the top 10 list was really hard to make. I believe you cannot go wrong with any of the speeches in the collection. There is something to learn and share from every single commencement speech. If you need help, my article How to Write a Graduation Speech takes an in-depth look at commencement speeches topics, and it is the best available guide to learn how to write an outstanding commencement address. Listen something, Steve Jobs. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. It does not matter that your dream came true if you spent your whole life sleeping. So get out there and go for it, but don't be wasting, caught waiting. It's great to plan for your future. Just don't live there because really nothing ever happens in the future. Whatever happens happens now. So live your life where the action is now. The person who you are with most in life is yourself, and if you don't like yourself, you are always with somebody you don't like. Another one narrates. It is unimaginably it is unimaginably hard to do this, to stay conscious and live in the adult world day in and day out. Friends, the great and curious truth of the human experience is that selflessness is the best thing you can do for yourself. Do one thing at a time. Give each experience all your attention. Try to resist being distracted by other sights and sounds, other thoughts and tasks. And when it is guide your mind back to what you are doing. You must have a high threshold for frustration. Take it from the gay who was turned down by every studio. You must knock on door until your knuckles bleed door with Follow your passion, stay true to yourself, never follow someone else's path unless you are in the woods and you are lost and you see a path, then by all means you should follow that. We all go through life bristling at our external limitations, but the most difficult chance to break are inside us. Take action. Every story you have ever connected with, every leader you have ever admired, every puny little thing that that you have ever accomplished is the result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance or you can be the active hero of your own life. Best graduation. As I wrote in the introductions, it is pretty impossible to make a list of just top 10. So here are 10 more of the best graduation speeches. Out of 200 commencement speeches I collected so far in the 10 years since I started this site, one man say, success is like a mountain that keeps growing ahead of you as you hike. Another one say, it is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. Friends, I hope that even if you remember not a single word of mine, you remember those of Seneca. Seneca, another of those old Romans I meet when I flee down the classics corridor in retreat from career ladder in search of ancient wisdom. Friends, Mr. K say that self-doubt is consuming and cruel, and my hope is today that we can all collectively agree to ban it. When you are free from self-doubt, you feel better because you don't have your defense up. You can accept the criticism. You don't become so preoccupied with that failure that you forget how to learn from it. You forget how to grow. When you believe in yourself, you succeed better. Our spent questioning, doubting, fearing can be given over to working, scoring, living. Fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about your pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So So many of us choose our path out of fear, disguised as practically what we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect. So we never dare to ask the universe for it. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself right here, right now, in this single solitary monumental moment in your life is to decide without apology to commit to the journey and not to the outcome is upon ourselves. Have some compassion for yourself as well as for others. There's no such thing as perfection, and life is not a race. When you embark of strange place, don't leave any of yourself, especially at the soul. Have the never to go into unexplored territory. As I get older, the only thing that speeds up is time, but as much as it's true that time is a cheap time, also leaves something in exchange. With time comes experience, and however uncertain you may be about the rest of the world, at least about your own work, you will this year. Another one said, you have to give to receive. You have to surrender to something outside yourself to gain strength within yourself.